Whole world's watching, no pressure.
You make it sound so much more worse than it is.
Okay, so somebody in the family bought a new bike again, but this time it wasn't us. I needed a break on my wallet. So anyway, I got a random text from my sister yesterday that they were at All Sport, Polaris, Honda. I mean, they sell pretty much everything there out in Liberty Lake, Washington. And they bought Evan, boy's cousin here, a brand new CRF150RB, the Expert model with the big wheels. So we are heading out here to go take a look at it. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna go take a look at it, kind of get our first look over it, fire it up, see how it sounds. But yeah, this is a fun little surprise, and we get to see up close and personal our first CRF150R. All right, Evan.
Because I'm gonna ride it.
You're gonna ride it?
I didn't
Sweet.
think you were.
Oh, who rode it already?
Me.
You rode it?
Yeah. I think I have 10
You
minutes
like
on
it?
this thing.
All right.
Wow. This is pretty cool.
Well, let's take it out of here so you can see it.
They call this an expert. I'm trying to size you up here if you qualify as expert, you know.
No.
No.
I do not qualify as an expert, but this thing is size for me.
What'd you think when they rolled it out?
I was surprised. I thought it was a little small, but then I sat on it and it's like massive.
So do they label the stickers anywhere with RB or anything, or just you just gotta know?
You just have to know. And you look way too sharp for the bike. I'm not, surprisingly.
Right here, Ryan, on the sticker of the frame, it says CRF150RB.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of curious if they designated it anywhere.
Okay, remember, pulled up.
We got a hot start lever.
Yeah.
Hey, you did it. That reminds me of the White Brothers on your 450R.
Right?
It's got that kind of tone to it.
Back a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Oh no, you wouldn't want it for him. Given the fact they made two different options,
That was the right
that was the right one to go with. Let's size you up. Oh, no, you're okay. Okay, so Evan's gotten to ride this. What have you done, 2 or 3 times now?
3 times, like both 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like the guy at the dealer said to bring this up to temperature for like 20 minutes, nothing nuts, do kind of 3 sessions. I mean, I think really what it comes down to for break-in is just common sense. You know, the last bike I rode of this size was Liam's YZ85 before I got my ass chewed by the park ranger. But anyway, and you know, it's that classic 4-stroke versus 2-stroke argument on here. So it'll be kind of fun once everybody gets used to their bikes to let them kind of swap around and see what they think on here. In a previous video, we drove to Montana and got Liam the 2021 YZ85, and that bike retails for $4,700, and it has 17-inch wheels in the front, 14 in the rear. Now, the standard CRF150R has those exact same wheels, and they're basically the same seat height, with the Yamaha being 33.1 and the Honda at 32.8. So your standard 150R is really truly a direct comparison to the YZ85. And like most four-strokes, it's a little more money because, of course, you've got the whole valve train up here, bigger motor, and so that retails for $5,200. But what we got here is we have the CRF150RB or the Expert or the big wheel, depending on how people are calling it for that day. It's all the same things. But up here we've got 19-inch tires in the front and we've got 16-inch tires in the rear. And the biggest thing on here, what that translates to, for the most part, is you've got an inch taller seat height. Now, some people have commented, you guys have said in my other videos that the YZ85 has 2 different wheel sizes. I never seen it. I've looked on the website. You're saying it too. I didn't see it. Prove me wrong. There's a 65 and 85.
Like 17 in the front's 19, I think.
Right, which that's what this is. Well, 16, 19.
They just
But
put it as an option. They don't say it.
all right. Well, I need you to prove me wrong. Like, put a link in the comments of the video or something here, because I don't believe you, my son. And I think it's really cool that we've got now in the family, we've got the 4-stroke and we've got the 2-strokes on here, because they're completely different and they have different strengths, and one's not right, one's not wrong on here. And so what's interesting is, if you're doing racing, my understanding is the 150R could not enter a typical 85 race. It's for the super mini class. But I was looking up some specs, and these could be right or wrong, but I found a dyno for Liam's YZ85 after the 2019 motor changes, and it peaks horsepower at 2400 or 24 horsepower at 9200 RPM. This bike, from a stat I found, is 23.5 horsepower at an astounding 12,500 RPM, which is just crazy on here. However, I can tell you right now from riding it, this has gobs more torque down low than Liam's YZ85 does. But if anybody is wondering on here, what's neat that Honda did inside the head is this is not the titanium valves. These are stainless steel valves, and so these stay in spec way better. And from everything I've heard, oh, if my ears, Dan, you tell me, that sounds like full auto out in the woods, doesn't it?
Like mortar rounds out there. They're boom, big concussion rounds.
Yeah, listen to that. Let's see if you guys hear it.
It's annoying.
It's also illegal. Well, let's see if we hear him. But yeah, that's full auto out there is what I'm hearing. Woo! Anyway, come out here for the apocalypse. Don't try robbing anybody around here, though. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Stainless steel valves. So anyway, so even though this thing can just pull insane amounts of RPM out of this motor, from everything I've read and heard, it's very reliable and everything stays in spec. So that's really cool. Really like that about this bike. Looking through the history, it's pretty much unchanged since it came out. I think it was 07 or 08. I did read, though, that after releasing the bike, they changed the carburetor around. So they made some improvements to the carburetor, made it better. Small swing arm tweaks, nothing crazy. I think once Liam finds his balance on his bike, he'll be kicking it over too, but you're wobbly. And I don't know if I covered it on here, but when you step up to the big wheel, the price does go up $200. And so this one retails at $53.99. So, I mean, if I was personally buying this for one of my kids, I would have waited for the big wheel. Just because if you are going to spend that extra money over the YZ85, I would want the one, just wait and get the one with the bigger wheels and tires, because you're going to get more longevity out of it. And this motor is more than powerful enough to pull him through the years as he gets bigger through pretty much anything he wants to do. So I don't know the sales stats on here, but I'm all for the big wheel if it's my dollar. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad if you guys don't have the big wheel. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm 6'3" and my kids are going to be pretty tall. So with how fast everybody's growing, I kind of like the idea of getting the biggest bike I can. Okay, Evan, so you've ridden it. What do you think? Tell me something that's your favorite.
I really like the power since I used to ride at 80. There's always one this corner at Papa's house. I keep trying to jerk the gas, hoping dirt would spit out. It just kept bogging out.
Yeah.
It's just, but now I do that and I just flies.
Yeah, you're just free spinning now. So I'll tell you, if you sit back here and you do that, you're gonna lift the front end up. Sit up forward, you'll spin the rear more easier. But
I also really like the suspension.
Yeah.
Everything is an upgrade from the 80.
Yep, it is. It's a big difference going from trail suspension. So he's got fully adjustable suspension on here, front and rear. We'll need to set the sag for him this spring once he puts some little more winter weight on, right?
What's your mouth?
Okay.
I didn't realize what you said. Then you said, I was like,
It took you a second. Come on, you know you're gonna.
no, no.
All right. So anyway, what do my kids think?
I like this.
Okay, hold on real quick. I don't even know where to start with you. First of all, are you pouring pop in the candy?
Yes.
The candy pop can?
Yes, with no pop.
You're not wearing a coat.
I'm not cool.
Liam's ready to turn into a popsicle. I think he already is. He's lost color in his face. And you're just, it's good. Well, if you move to Alaska, I'm going to come up and look for gold with you in the summer. So I think Alaska is really far north. It's cold. Okay, so I think we're good here. Thanks for checking out the video. We are really starting to stage up the bike lineup, and come the summer, if you guys are watching, we'll be seeing this all the time. And once we've had time with it, come mid to late summer, I think we're gonna have to do some, you know, 2-stroke versus 4-stroke comparisons, a little bit more detail. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out with us. And Evan, let's see if you can start it. It's been sitting for a bit, so it's not as hot as it was.
Okay, that sounds good. That is the big wheel.
Whole world's watching, no pressure.